Hello, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. I'm going to make this a quick one this week, but I will just say before I get started, I was chit-chatting with a trading colleague, friend of mine named Adam Mancini just a little bit ago, and I was telling him about Nathan because Adam follows me on Twitter, but he doesn't really follow me or else he would know about Nathan. But anyway, I was telling him about Nathan and the importance of that indicator for natural gas. And then he said, "Oh, we don't have lizards up here." He lives in Canada. I live in Florida. And he's like, "We just have bears. In fact, I have one that eats my garbage all the time. And sometimes when he comes home late, I guess he has to honk his horn to get the bear out of the driveway so he can just go in. And then it's fine. It's fine. It's a friendly bear." And I'm like, am I Adam's bear? Is this like a whole analogy for what's going on? Is he just honking his horn to get me out of the way? I felt like that. I feel like that. I feel like an injured, starving bear right now, and I guess all the bears do. So I'll talk about that when I show you the charts. But I just wanted to tell you that story. Adam, freaking read my posts, dude. Love you so much. All right, let's talk charts. Oh my gosh, he's gonna kill me. It's all right. He's my friend, I think. He is. I love you, Adam. Okay. All right, let's talk about the weekly. This is ES or SPX futures. This is what the weekly chart looks like. Guys, this is extremely bullish looking. I hate to say it. I'm just gonna talk technical stuff because, yeah. I'm not going to say what I think. I'm going to say what I see. How about that? That's what they tell you to do in trading class, right? Yeah, they all say that. And then you're like, bleh. And then you realize, that freaking works. All right, anyway. So I had marked off the previous high here, and it just closed a hair below it. Not even, I mean, a tiddly bit of a wick. Oh my goodness. Just a little bit of a wick. And it didn't quite get there. I mean, it is exactly that measured move when I recorded it. Oh, I should watch my own videos. But remember when I did the bear flag and I said it's just a hair under this previous high? And I have this, you know what? Look how good my line is. I even had the marker off. I'm going to leave it, but seriously, what? Anyway, the previous high was 3397.5 on this crap data weekly. I don't know what all the others say. Anyway, the high this week was 3396.25, so it's off by 75 cents or so. And I mean, all it would take is some little bit of good news to gap up above, and but we'll see. We're still, for now, underneath an RSI resistance. We have room to go, and that's the weekly. So yep, it really needs to get above this RSI resistance for it to go to the moon. But and if it kind of touches this RSI resistance and goes down, it would probably be a fake price breakout, a wick above or something like that. But we'll see. And I don't know how fast it'll happen, but I'll keep an eye on this purple line because that's really the line to watch above this double top. Now let's look at the daily. Okay, I'm leaving all this in. So same thing here, marked off 3397.5. We ended on another hammer candle. Y'all know I don't like hammer candles and uptrends. And that said, though, let me move this over a little bit. That said, we've had a few hammer candles that, haven't really resulted in anything bad happening. So as much as I don't like hammer candles in uptrends, that's okay. They're still working for this. It's still just grinding, and you can see it's sort of doing this thing like oil did, but on the weekly it's just going wah, and it's just grinding right now. And usually when something grinds right underneath resistance, it's in an uptrend, that is usually bullish. I'm just going to say it. It's usually bullish. Blah, blah, blah. I might get stopped out of my NQ short, but I am not going to go long. It's the same thing. And you know, let's talk about this again. I pretty well timed this market fan-freaking-tastically, I have to say, because like I did go short exactly at the right time, and I did buy at the right time, and I did taunt the bears at the right time. But before that happened, I started getting really super bearish here, and I was wrong for a long time. So hopefully I'm not wrong this much this time. We'll have to see. But at this point, I think everybody, when I'm reading my Twitter feed at least, let me not say everybody, most people believe that the market is going up. And some people believe that it's going down before it goes up. And I do see a few people talking about double tops, but I haven't seen them say, I'm short. Like, they're sort of waiting until it's like right down here and say, see, I told you there would be a double top. You know what I mean? Yeah. I said I was short, but I'm scaling in. I'm scaling into Nasdaq, and some people are fading me, and yeah. So hopefully that works for them, because I don't want anybody to lose money, except for if they're trading against me. But I'll be nice. I'm nice. I'm a nice person. Anyway, I was trying to figure out on this whether or not, remember before when I said there's no such thing here as a triple top, and I said 1, 2, 3, and then I was just like, as soon as it gets back above this level, guys, and that is what happened. And then I was sort of hoping that it would have been a false breakout there, but it wasn't. And I was hoping that not because I'm like a doomsdayer or a perma bear, but really because had it corrected more here, even just a little bit more, it would have been super freaking bullish right now, in my opinion. Now, it does risk this RSI resistance and being exhausted. It does risk that. So if it can get above, it's exactly at this RSI resistance right now, daily, and it's exactly at price resistance daily. So if it can get above and stay above, that'll be a breakout. So how to trade this? We did good in what I suggested to do last week. See how I move this around though? And I don't know, I don't like that. Anyway, we did good last week when I said sort of if it gets up there, sort of take the scalp short, you know, and that worked out well for folks last week. But we're back up there again, and I was trying to figure out whether or not we have another one of these 1, 2, 3 deals going on. I was like, because we have the one. I mean, it's close. It's really close. So, I mean, yeah, if it gets above, let's see what the high was on Friday. The high was 3396.25. So if it gets above 3396.25, an easy trade to take with low risk reward, high risk reward, I don't know, an easy trade to take that would be a good bet would be going long above that with a short, like, with a stop, like kind of, you know, right below that, probably this 3386 area-ish, depending on what your risk tolerance is, because obviously the trend is up. But anyway, if you didn't already have a trade going on above this high from Friday, and potentially that would be a breakout. Now, if it gets back below, if it closes back below this 3397.5 line after it goes above it, that could potentially be a false breakout and could lead us right back to just where we were a couple of weeks ago when Eric, see how this thing got big? I don't even know. I don't know. Okay, I think it just scales with my thing. Somebody told me to lock my aspect ratio, and I didn't know how to do that. And then I better do that sometime. Okay, anyway, that's where we are there. All right, let's look at the Nasdaq now. Oh boy, I left this on here to make fun of myself, but it's okay because I made money. But I don't know if people seeing this for the first time would know that. Anyway, I took the short here, the nuclear short, which means I put a lot on it because I was betting that it was a false breakout, and it was, and then it wasn't. So when it got back above this 250 area, like I said last week, I scaled back, and then it was so kind enough to go ahead and back test that freaking line. That was nice of you on and then right now I drew another RSI line in here, and right now, I mean, it's just flag after flag after a little tiny flag, and we'll see. I did keep my short into the weekend, and in fact, I'm scared to say, but I added a little bit at the end on Friday. I did, and I'm probably not going to be too happy about that, but I will watch the price action and see what happens. Oh boy. But anyway, if you're not in a trade right now, the best thing to do would be to wait until NQ. If you were to take a trade right here, the best thing to do would be to wait until it's a bearish. I mean, actually, it's not bearish at all, really, until it's below this rocket line, which is 11,281, and even then it's not really bearish. I mean, that could easily be a flag, but I was saying before 11,027 or so would be that's where I would look to add to shorts if I were adding on confirmation as opposed to just trying to blow up an account, you know, that sort of thing. No, I'm saying it, but I am scaling in gradually, so it's okay. It'll be okay, probably. All right, let's talk about gold. Not a lot to talk about. This is an inside candle from this past week. This is weekly gold futures, and it's just sort of hanging out around this area where I said it was important to close above. It closed below. I mean, not by any significant amount. It's still okay. It can still weeble wobble throughout the week here. Again, the important place for it to close next week would be 1957.2 or so. Otherwise, I mean, it would be fantastic, I think, to have a nice flag here, a beautiful flag, or maybe even a dip buy, because really it's still super bullish. Like, it didn't even exactly hit the 9 MA on the weekly. It's good. It's still super bullish, not bearish yet. Could get bearish, it could, but it isn't right now. It's just consolidating. This candle means nothing. What happened here? Well, I would have been afraid this would be a false breakout, but it didn't really go much below. You know, usually in a false breakout, it right the way down, and it didn't do that. It sort of just hung out from this week to this week, barely lower. But that is interesting. Let's see. So the close of this previous week is 1949.8. The close of this past week was 1947, so barely lower. Okay, so this is not anything to be interested about. Yep, yeah. So just kind of hanging out from week to week. Yeah, nothing interesting, at least in the gold volume. Let's look at silver. Same thing, an inside candle. I had drawn this line in last week, but I didn't actually mark it off because I didn't know it would be that good until like midway through the week. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was pretty good. But it doesn't matter because I'm still long 2/3 of my silver. I mean, sorry, 1/3 of my silver trade, just waiting for an opportunity to buy it back. I really would love to buy it back, either on an MA touch or on this. This pink line. That would be optimal. That would be really optimal, especially, oops, I had already done that. Especially if it gets to this pink line and then bounces back to close above this 9 MA. That would be optimal, but I don't know that'll happen this next week. So for next week, the pivots are, it will have broken out, and this is getting lower and lower, so that's good. But it'll have broken out above 29.50 or so. So that would be a good place to watch the smaller time frames. This is just weekly. Oops, you know what? Look at that. It's not even on. Shame on me. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 29.40 or so. And then watching that on smaller time frames, and then I'll start taking a look at it though closer to 28.68, either for a scalp short. Don't tell anybody. No, I probably won't, because I love silver. Or start looking at it above that level. Anyway, I'll just be watching it unless I look to buy it. I have a lot of patience, guys. I really do. All right, let's look at oil. I had talked about it being bullish if it closed above 42.16. I was waiting the week out. I didn't do anything. I was watching on Friday, and it closed at 42.34, which is bullish, but it's a higher high, a higher high, and a higher low, but it's just still not doing anything. It's just so boring. I just look at this. I mean, I feel for oil traders in a way. In another way, I really don't, because like I said, you could be short or long and probably make money. Like, you could be both and just like hang out and make money, because it's just range bound. So, you know, for range traders that just scalp, I bet they are freaking banking on oil right now. I'm just ignoring it, because I would rather just but yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to keep watching it. I mean, chances are it's going to get back below this 42.16 level at some point this week. It didn't close much above. We'll have to see, unless it gaps way up. And then, yeah. So I don't know. I don't have a lot to say this week. I hope I'm saying anything valuable. Let's talk about Nete. Okay, so, and you should know, yeah, like I said, I was telling Adam, I saw Nathan again before this video, and he is fat. He's really fat. So I hope he's not eating, I mean, I do hope he's eating bugs, but I don't hope there's that many bugs inside that he's that fat. He's really fat. But he's in a windowsill. He lives in a windowsill, so maybe he goes in and out. Maybe he enjoys the air conditioning and then goes right back out to his tropical territory. I do not know. He lives behind, there's a painting behind my monitors that, like, he lives behind, I think. It's like a ceramic thing, so it's got a ledge where it's held. You know, there's like a piece of wood on the wall that's sloped, and then the painting has the piece of wood onto it or the ceramic thing that also fits that. Anyway, he lives on that ledge, or he visits there. I don't know, but he goes windowsill, ledge, windowsill. I don't know. Anyway, okay. If Natty gets above this big key here, it's going to the moon. So potentially, unless it goes way above and closes way above, potentially we've got some more. I mean, this has just been consolidation this past week, pretty much, although it ended near the highs. This is very bullish looking again. Potentially somebody could say there's some divergence there, but it's not, as of yet, it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed until it closes below this RSI support here. And it did exactly back test it during the week. So if it closes below this RSI support, I'm going to feel good about trying to buy my 2/3 back. If not, I'm just going to keep holding my 1/3 for the moon. For the moon, I'm going to be sad, but at least it was a significant size position, so at least it's helping me out somewhat. And it actually is it's like really helping me out. Anyway, we'll have to see if it closes above this neckline, which is, oops, I moved the thing over, 2.489, then I will say that's bullish. It just has to continue closing above that once it's done it. And if it closes below this RSI support, it's got one redemption, and then, I mean, it's got some space here. It's got some space here. So I'm just looking for one of those two things to happen, and then, you know, I wish I could say I think it's going to do XYZ, but it could absolutely go parabolic more, because it's got lots of room to run. I mean, I think I said in an interview I did recently, like, it could really go very, 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 very high. But in the meantime, Natty is not known for its consistency and ability to predict beyond the lizard sightings. So I will wait, and I will certainly notify you on Twitter if I see anything valuable. Let's talk about Joe or coffee. I have to say, I'm very proud of my lines here. I didn't. Somebody said you got it to the tick, and it looked like I had it to the tick because, you know, if I put the marker there, you see how that looks. See, a lot of people post their charts and they're like, look how great this is. You know, see how it covered that up. I was 10 cents off 2 weeks ago, and I was 10 cents off last week. I mean, I still think my lines are freaking great. I do. But anyway, this week I'm watching 35.21. If it holds that again, in fact, if it doesn't even touch it, that would be the most bullish thing, because you can see it's going to align probably with, is that the 9? Yeah, that's the 9 MA. So if it doesn't touch it and just, that would be the most bullish thing. But if it comes down and touches it, probably will get a hair below it, because it looks like, I don't know what curve this will have, but that's the pivot I'm watching, 35.21. Although since I bought the other third that I sold, so now I have a 2/3 position coffee. I bought it back here. I'm pretty happy actually right now, so I'm good. We're good at this time. We are good. Not a whole lot from this up from this high last week, but a higher low and a higher high. That's bullishish. It's got to get above this dotted resistance again and hold that. The only other time it was above it was here, and then it went right back down. So if it gets above this dotted again and can hold it, that will be very, very bullish. If it gets above and then goes back down, then I'm going to go, oh, I'm going to start listening to those deflation people, although not really. I'm not going to listen to them. They're not right. They might be right. They might be right. But that's what I'm looking for anyway. I'm going to watch it and see, first of all, whether it can hold this 35.21. Then secondly, whether or not, if it does go above this dotted, if it can hold that. And then we got the moon. All right, that's it. I'm going to make myself big. Thank you so much for watching. And I mean, I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate every one of you, and I will see you around the interwebs. Okay, bye.